name is Kiva. Let's go through a little hip opening sequence. So if you need to have a block, you can have your blocks, maybe two. And we're going to start on our backs, coming into Baddha Supta Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Lay on your back. And at this time, you can place blocks under your knees. Place one hand onto your belly, the other onto your heart. Take a really deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Do that just a couple more times. Breathing in through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. One more. Begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking your hands to the outside of your knees, bring your knees together and hug your knees in towards your chest. Begin to make circles with your knees in one direction. Circle the knees in the other direction. Bring your feet to the floor, knees bent. You can move your blocks out of the way. Take your arms along your body, palms faced up. With your inhale, press your feet into the mat, lift your hips. Exhale, bring the hips down, upper back, mid back, low back. Inhale, lift hips. Exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Now this time when we lift, we're going to take the arms overhead. Inhale, lift, take the arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hips down, take your arms along your body. Inhale, lift, arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hips down, arms along your body. Inhale, lift. Now we're going to stay here for a few deep breaths. Really lifting your hips, take deep breaths. Slowly come down, upper back, mid back, low back. Take your arms along your body. Take your arms out to the side like a letter T. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Take a deep inhale. And with your exhale, take your knees to the left and you take your drishti to look at your right hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, take your knees to the right and look at your left hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the left, look right. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the right, look left. Inhale, center. Exhale, take your legs to the left and stay here. And looking at your right hand. With your next inhale, bring your right hand to touch the left and keep looking at your right hand as you move. And then your exhale, open your arms. So looking at your hand, take the hand back to the right. Inhale, bring the hands to touch. Keep looking at your hand. Exhale, open. One more, inhale. Notice how this feels in your spine. So maybe you feel it going up your spine. And exhale, open. With your next inhale, bring your legs back to center. You can lift one leg up at a time. Exhale, take your knees to the right and look at your left hand. Inhale, bring the hand up. Keep following your hand with your drishti. Exhale, open. Inhale, bring the hand up. Exhale, open. One more inhale. Exhale, open. Bring your knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab onto your shin. See if you can bring your thighs really in close towards your chest, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor and hips on the floor. Taking your torso and knees over to one side of your mat and push yourself up into all fours. Allow your big toes to touch. Bring your hips back towards your heels as you come into child's pose. Bring your elbows onto the floor. Bend your elbows, allow your palms to touch as you bring your thumbs closer between your shoulder blades. Focusing on your breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, go a little bit deeper into the pose. See if you can feel some release in your shoulders. Take your hands forward, back to your child's pose. Spread fingers wide. And come onto all fours. Bringing your knees directly under hips. And you can keep your toes or feet pointed as you spread fingers wide. Shift your shoulders forward, so shoulders past wrists. And then shift back, bringing your hips closer towards your heels. Shift forward, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And shift back. Shift forward. Shift back. Come into all fours. As you inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Shift your hips back. Inhale, come forward. Lift your left arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor and shift hips back. Inhale, forward. Right arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Shift hips back. One more. Shift hips forward. Left arm up. Hands to the floor and shift hips back. And this time when you come forward, lift your right arm. As you exhale, take the right arm under your left armpit. Inhale, lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Take your right arm around and touch onto your opposite hip, going a little bit deeper into your twist. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, shift hips back, hips towards your heels. Inhale, coming forward, lift your left arm. Exhale, take the arm under your right armpit, bringing your shoulders to the floor. Press your shoulder really into the mat. Inhale, rise and lift your left arm towards the ceiling. Then reach around, maybe grab onto your opposite hip and rotate your chest. Keep length in your spine. Inhale, reach arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor and shift hips back. Making your way into all fours, curl your toes under and sit back onto your heels, chest up. Spine's nice and long. Bring your chin to your chest and take the head back. Keep moving into the neck, so chin forward and then head back. Begin to make a big circle with your head, stretching into the neck. You might hear some cracks and pops, but all joints crack and pop. Take the circles in the other direction. Come back to center, look to the right, look to the left, just turning your head side to side. Back to center, hands onto your shoulders, and begin to make big circles with your shoulders. When you take the shoulders forward, kind of round into your spine, and when you take the shoulders back, lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Take the circles in the other direction. Releasing your arms down to the side. Right arm, take it between your shoulder blades. Left hand, grab it onto your right elbow. Inhale, lengthen in between your rib cage, so get longer in your spine. And then exhale, lean over towards the left. So using this hand to maybe go a little bit deeper into a side stretch. Inhale back to center. Release the arms and we switch sides. Left hand between your shoulder blade. Right hand, grab onto the left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the length in the spine. And then exhale, lean over towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. And if you had your toes curled under, just kind of shake them out. Curl your toes under again, walking your hands up. And walk your hands all the way back, stepping one foot forward and the other foot forward. Inhale, sit hips low. Exhale, lift your hips like you're a flat table. Sit hips low and lift hips. Sit hips low and lift hips. Now stay here with your right foot. Bring the heel close to your hip as you start to bring your knee closer towards the floor. Puff your chest up towards the ceiling. Step back, stepping your right leg forward. Now step your left foot back so it's close towards the hip as you bring your left knee closer to the floor. Lift the knee, then step your foot forward. Open your feet maybe a little bit wider than hip distance. Turn your fingers away from each other as you start to bring your hips closer towards your heels. Get a little stretch in the shoulders. And lift your hips, bringing your heels closer towards your hips. And start to bring your knees to the mat. Take your hands forward and lift your hips, come into a forward fold. side bend in your knees. Inhale all the way up, long spine. Bring your palms together, look at your thumbs, and bring your hands to your heart. Step to the top of your mat. Keeping your feet hip distance apart. Have a slight bend in your knees. Bring your hands onto your thighs. With your inhale, lift up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, take the legs up, arms straight. Bend your elbows, have a softness in your knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your hips forward and lean back. Inhale, back to center, lift arms up. Exhale, fold forward, let your fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Maybe bring the back of your hands to touch. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, step back, one leg back, the other leg back as you come into your down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, move into plank and let your right knee hover an inch off the floor. And then kick back to your three-leg dog. And bring the leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, shift into plank, let your knee hover an inch off the floor. Take the leg back, three-leg dog, and bring your foot to the floor, down dog. Inhale, plank, 8 points, knees, and bring your chest between your thumbs and chin. Taking your knees back, keep your toes flexed, take your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift chest. And if it feels good, you can go for some little twist in your spine. See if you can lift the chest a little bit higher. And exhale, release down. Point your toes. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Let the foot hover, or the knee hover. Now bring the knee all the way to the mat. With your right foot, take it over towards the right. Back foot, your left foot, rotate towards the little toe side of your foot. And lift your left arm up. So I'll turn this way so you can see me. With your left arm, bring it in front of your body. Bend your left knee as you swoop towards the left knee. Get into your adductors. And then take the arm overhead. Come back to your modified side plank. And flex the foot as you press the heel down. Sweep your left arm in front of your body. Bend your left knee and stay here. Bring your elbow to the inside of your knee and begin to open your hips. If you can bind, you can go for your bind, rotating your chest up. Gently release, swoop the arm up, come back to your modified plank. Bring your hands to the floor. And then swivel so that right knee is on the mat and kick back to your three-leg dog, right leg up. Bring the leg down, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, take your knee forward, let your knee hover an inch off the floor. Then bring your knee to the mat. Take your left foot towards the left, turn the back heel down, lift your right arm. Take your top arm along your ear. Swing the arm in front of your body as you bend your right knee. and then swing your right arm over your head, coming back into your modified plank, but this time press your left heel into the mat. Taking your right arm in front of your body, bend your right knee and stay here. Bring your elbow to the inside of the knee to help open your hips and sink hips low. If you want to go for your bind, you go for your bind, rotating chest up. Releasing and lifting your right arm over your head, press your heel down into the mat. Bring both hands to the floor. Bring your knee back towards the center of your body and kick back to your three-leg dog, left leg up. Bring both feet to the floor, down dog, plank. 8 points, knees, chest and chin. Take your knees back, chest forward, keep your toes curled under. Take your hands behind back, interlace fingers, lift chest up. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, pointing your feet, pressing the top of your feet into the mat. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, step the foot next to your right thumb. Turn your back heel down. Rise into warrior two. Bend a lot into your front knee. Drishis to look at your front middle finger. Take deep breaths. Take your hands behind back, interlace fingers, inhale, lift chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Attempting to take your chest forward. Inhale, lift halfway, release your hands to the inside of your foot. Keep this stance with your legs as you walk your torso to the center of your mat. With your right hand, place it onto your right thigh, left hand towards your back foot, and feel as though you're trying to create traction, bringing that long bone out of your hip. Bring both hands to the floor, straighten your front leg. Turn your front toes in. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Wide leg forward fold. You can keep your elbows on the floor, or peace fingers can grab onto your big toes, or maybe even grab onto your ankles. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen your fold. Taking your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Heel ball your feet in. They're still wider than hip distance, but let them come in a little more narrow in your stance. Turn your toes out and bend your knees a lot. Round your spine and grab onto opposite elbows. With your inhale, straighten your legs, lift arms up. Exhale, round your spine, grab onto opposite elbows. Bend your knees. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms up. Exhale, round your spine, grab onto opposite elbows. Now keep your knees bent and lift your torso up. Eagle arms, right arm under. Inhale. Exhale, sit hips low. If you can't do the eagle arms, give yourself a hug. Inhale. Exhale, sit hips a little bit lower. Let your knees drift towards the little toe side of your feet. Inhale, straighten your legs. Release your arms and come into warrior two. Flip your front hand, inhale, reverse your warrior. Creating a space in the side of your body. Windmill your hands to the floor, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So you lift the back leg, rotate the toes out. You can lift your top arm. If you want to go for your bind, you bend your top knee, grab onto the foot, and bring the foot as close as you can to your hip. If you have your bind, release. Both hands to the floor, standing split. Squeezing your left butt cheek. Step your left leg behind your right, so we're crossing at the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, deepen your fold. With your next inhale, come all the way up. Your right leg is in front, so grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean over towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward, drawing your belly button in towards your low back. Start to bend both knees. And then with your back leg, you're going to step it so it's going over towards the right. So you come onto the top of the foot and you bend a lot into your right knee. Pressing your left hand into the floor onto a block, lift your right arm. Drawing shoulder blades away from the ears, taking deep breaths. With your back leg, you swing it behind you. Front foot can walk forward as you allow your hips to dip low and rotate your chest up. Bring both hands to the floor, coming into pigeon. With your right foot, begin to take it towards your left wrist. I personally like to sit on my hip. It feels better for my knee, but if you sit in the center, go for it. And you can also come into deer where you have both knees bent. If you're like me and you're sitting on your right hip, with your left hip, begin to rotate the hip down. And start to walk your hands forward. If you like, you can start to bend your left knee and bring the foot close to your hip. If you have your foot, gently release. Now, if you're not sitting on your right hip, lean on your right hip as you swing the back leg forward and around. So we're crossing the foot over, the right knee. Left foot is on the floor. Keep your sit bones on the floor. Take your left hand behind you. Lift your right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. And then when you exhale, taking your elbow to the outside of the knee for a twist. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, press your forearm into your legs a little bit deeper into your twist. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Take your hands behind you. Lift your hips and gently step back to your down dog. And we're going to do that on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step the leg forward. Turn your back heel down. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Directions to look at your front middle finger, bend a lot into your front knee. Hands behind back, interlace fingers. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, humble warrior, bringing your chest towards the floor. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. Take deep breaths. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to the inside of your foot. Walking your torso towards the center of your mat, but keep the legs like they are in a warrior two stance. With your left hand, bring it to the left thigh, not by the knee, onto the thigh, and take your right hand in front of your toes. And feel as though you're trying to traction, pulling the femur out of the hip, out of the acetabulum. Taking deep breaths. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to the floor, and turn your feet so they're parallel. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Take your hands behind back and interlace fingers. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Heel ball, feet in, not all the way in, a little wider than hip distance, and turn your feet out. Bend your knees, round your spine, grab onto opposite elbows. Inhale, lift torso up, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, round your spine, bend knees, grab onto opposite elbows. Inhale, lift up, straighten the legs, arms up. Exhale, round your spine, grab onto opposite elbows. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round spine, grab onto opposite elbows. Keep the knees bent and inhale, torso up, arms along your ears. Left arm under, eagle arms. Inhale. Exhale, sit hips a little bit lower. Keeping your shoulders over your hips. Take deep breaths. Inhale, straighten your legs. Release your arms. Warrior two to the top of your mat. Flip your front hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Start to reach towards the front of your mat. Fingertips onto the floor, onto blocks. Come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. You can keep the hand next to your thigh or lift arm up. With your top hip, rotate the hip. If you want to go for a bind, you bend the top knee, grab onto the foot, bring the foot close to your hip. If you have the bind, release. Both hands to the floor, standing split. Squeezing your right butt cheek. Step your right foot behind your left foot. So we're crossing at the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. With your next inhale, come all the way up. Left leg is in front, so left hand grab onto your right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean your torso towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Now start to bend both knees. Your back leg, your right leg, step it over to the side. So step over to the left and you're on the top of your right foot. Press your right hand into the mat. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. With your back leg, swing it behind you. Coming into a lunge, rotate your chest up. Shoulders down, deep breath. Bring both hands to the floor, moving into pigeon. With your left foot, start to move towards the right wrist. You can sit onto your left hip. You can also bring this foot closer in towards your groin if that feels better. You can stay in the center and not sit onto the hip, or perhaps you come into deer. So choose your pigeon. We want to rotate your right hip down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk your hands forward. And this is always a good place if you need a block, to place a block under your head or maybe even stack your fists. If you like, you can start to bend your back knee, grab onto the foot and bring the foot close to your hip. If you have the bind, release. Swing your back leg around as it steps over your left knee. Right foot's on the floor, sit bones on the floor. So you might have to adjust your body so your sit bones are on the floor, spine is long. Take your right arm behind you, lift your left arm, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, going for a spinal twist, taking your arms to the outside of your knee as you twist. And take your drishti to look over your back shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen your twist by pressing your forearm into your leg. Really pressing more your tricep into your leg. Inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to the top of your mat. And begin to come into cow face, stacking knees on top of each other. So sometimes you have to lift your hips in order to stack your knees. And if this isn't available for you, or if you need a modification, straighten your bottom leg. Right hand, take it between your shoulder blades. Left hand reaches up. And you can interlace fingers, or maybe you're grabbing onto your shirt or a strap. Inhale, lengthen. That means keep lengthening into your spine. And exhale, fold forward. And just notice what you feel in your body. Notice the breath. Notice if your hips are tight. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release your arms. Take your legs forward, shake it out. And we go for eagle on the other side. Left leg on top. And remember, you can always straighten your bottom leg. Stacking knees on top of each other. If you need to, lift your hips to squeeze your thighs to sit hips low. Take your left hand between your shoulder blade. Lift your right arm. Inhale. Exhale, grab onto your shirt or maybe interlace fingers or a strap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Take the legs forward, shake it out. As you make your way onto your back. Open your feet as wide as your hips, and just let the knees go side to side. Let your knees fall over to the left. And place your left foot on top of your right thigh or your right knee. See if you can get a little more release into your hips. Bring your left foot back to the floor and then take the knees side to side. Let your knees fall over to the right. Right little toe side of your right foot on top of your left knee. Bring your right foot back to the floor. Let your knees go side to side. Taking one leg straight, the other leg straight. Take your arms along your body as you release into Shavasana. Take this moment to take 5 deep breaths. Stand in Shavasana for as long as you like. Allow the benefits of your practice to come into your mind, body, and spirit. With each exhale, just allow your body to melt even more into the earth. Thank you so much for spending time with me for yoga practice. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.